Okay, hello, hello, happy June. I am so excited to do this training. I feel like I haven't just sat down and like poured my feelings, my heart, what's on my mind onto a piece of paper in forever. So I'm excited to just pour this into you. I called this launch into June. And basically, my mindset right now is to break it back down to the basics of what we're working for, why you're doing this, what you're doing every single day. And I know that some of our trainings may seem repetitive, but sometimes you need to hear the same thing 100 million times until it finally clicks in your head. So I want to kind of, like I said, bring it back to the basics, bring it back to why you started this, what you're doing every single day, because we all know that right now our goal is Jamaica. So if you're going to be in Jamaica, tell me in the chat right now, and I'm going to give you a game plan for how we're going to do that. And the beauty of these trackers, what I appreciate so much about them is that they're for 3 months, right? But to earn the trip, they need you at 2 out of the 3 months for everything. So if your business is not where you need it to be right now, right? If maybe you haven't pushed your hardest, if you haven't hit your goals, if you missed where you wanted to be at the beginning of this month, this is the month that you use to get your shit together, okay? To lay out the foundation for that business and understand that the work you put in now, the work that you put in every single day in the month of June is what will and can pay off in July and August on those trackers. I'm pretty sure you do need a passport. Somebody else answer that. I'm pretty sure you do. I know on like cruises and some stuff, you don't always have to have them, but I'm pretty sure for this because we had to have them for all the other getaways. So like I said, calling it, launching into June, but the name of what I'm calling this Zoom is Mastering Your Heart. And I want to start by opening this up to a question. I don't always do this. As long as you have your passport, you are fine. So if you have your passport in the airport, you don't really need your real ID. I always carry both just to be safe. So I'm going to call it Mastering Your Heart. I'm going to open it up to a question while I blab on for a little bit right now. And I want as many people on here as possible to answer this because I want us to kind of have an aha moment together. I want you to tell me what you feel like is hard in your business, what you feel like is in your way, what you feel like you're not getting or achieving or understanding that's not pushing you that to the next level. So what do you feel like is hard in your business? So answer that in the chat for me while I talk, and then I'm going to kind of open that up to a couple questions because I want to see if any of you guys have the same kind of answers. The flow of traffic, attracting promoters, self-doubt and fear of failure, so mindset, closing promoters, staying disciplined, organization, finding people to connect with, attracting promoters, training promoters, discipline, enrolling. Okay, you see all this stuff rolling in? So almost everybody on here, I can guarantee you, has something that they know in your head, right? By you writing that, you recognize what your heart is. You recognize what the issue is for you, right? That's being self-aware. Why aren't you doing something about it? Okay, have this aha moment with me. If you can literally write in that chat and tell me exactly what the problem is for you, right? That you've identified that. You're like, look, that's the roadblock that's in the way. That's what I'm not breaking through. This is the problem I'm having. That's what's stopping me from enrolling, stopping me from seeing success. What are you doing about it? Right? Are you doing anything about it, or are you sitting in that one place of, oh, this is what I'm stuck in, right? So genuinely ask yourself, why aren't you doing something about it? Okay, and you can be like, well, I did do this, or I recognize that's what it is, so I'm working on it. But genuinely have that mirror check, like I always say, and tell me, what are you doing about it? If you can recognize the problem that is standing in your way of enrolling people, breaking through, getting uncomfortable, seeing that weekly check go up, why are you not doing something about it? And that's that self-check that you have to have with yourself. And understanding that even when we don't want to admit it, a lot of times we sit in that struggle and we own that struggle and we let it become our identity. So, right, like, oh, I'm not really good at this, or that's not really my strong suit, or I can't attract promoters, or I can't sign customers, or I can't do this and that. What are you doing about it? Right? If you can identify right there exactly what your problem is, why are you not focusing on that every single day? Right? Because at the end of the day, your upline can't fix it, right? One single training can't fix it. Watching one video on YouTube can't fix it. It is the consistency of diving into the problem that you're finding in your business every single day until you have a breakthrough. okay, until you have that aha moment, until you up level and that problem is no longer there. So I want you to genuinely write that down, think about that, and ask yourself, am I sitting in this problem, or am I genuinely becoming a student, right, and trying to break through this? So if it's everything from attracting the right people, right? Are you watching videos, listening to podcasts, reading books, watching training videos on the team page about promoters, about personal branding, about attraction marketing? And that's what I'm saying. It's not just 1 week of doing that. Have you truly grown in that area? And when you can identify these things, you can work on them. If it's your mindset, right? What are you doing about it? We don't tell you to do self-development every single day because I want you to read a book just to read a book. It's when you have the consistency of self-developing every single day. That's when you look up in 3 months and you're like, wow, I get why I did that every single day. I get why I dove into myself every single day, why I poured into myself. So a big part, I think, of this business and of this industry that a lot of us don't do is that reflection, right? The reflection of, okay, what's working? What's not working? What am I going to do about it? You guys can hear me okay, right? So it's that reflection on your business and treating it like a business in that aspect. If something isn't working, do something about it, right? Figure out what's going to work, try new things, grow, dive into it and be a student and figure it out. So I think that reflection part is really, really big. Am I good or am I like super quiet? I'm good? Okay, Michaela, try to turn up your thing. Okay, so it's that reflection, and truly ask yourself, like, when was the last time that you sat back and reflected on your business? And I'm going to break it down to the basics right now. Of kind of like a checklist I go through, and I've done a Zoom similar, but I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper. I think it was called like, what is the missing piece, or what is the missing factor? Like, saying in your head, okay, I'm doing all these things every day. What's not working? Like, why am I not seeing results? Why am I not enrolling people? Why are people not in my inbox? So I'm going to break it down to the basics of what you need to be doing every single day. And I want you to relate this to Jamaica. I want you to have your eye on a goal with this and understand that even if just for the month of June, every single day you actually hold yourself accountable, right? Like for real. Not like just saying, oh, I did my IPAs, or, oh, I'm going to check that off on my planner. Like, did you truly check these off, right? So the first thing is, where is your checklist? And this is about the daily IPAs. This is what you do every single day. And like I said, with the self-development, we don't say to do these things every single day just because I want you to have tasks to do. I teach you how to do it in the pockets of your day. I teach you when to fit it into your life so that you're not on your phone all day, you're not exhausting yourself. But there is a reason why we have those certain IPAs. If you need to break it down to the basics, go back to the team page, go to the announcements, and go to that post I made that said, I'm new, what do I do daily? Bring it back to the basics, write down that checklist. I don't care how long I've been in this industry or in this company, on my agenda every single day, I write down what IPAs I have to do. And I check them off, right? It's second nature. I know to do them, but I have to hold myself accountable every single day. So are you doing those things we talk about? And how long have you been doing them consistently? Okay, so if you're like, yeah, well, I checked everything off my checklist, I grew my network, I posted, I connected with people, I maybe did a live video, like you're doing your IPAs, I self-developed, all those different things, and you're like, but something's still not happening. Okay, how long have you been doing that consistently? How long, right? The workout that I did this morning did not give me the body I have right now, right? The meal that I had for breakfast this morning did not give me the weight loss I had over the past 3 months. The people that I added today on my social media or the post I put up is not what helped me to enroll somebody today, right? It's the work that I have done for months and years in this business, okay? And that's what I want you to have that realization about, is doing IPAs for 3 days or a week or even a month. It's not enough. You are not at your season yet, and you have to understand that, right? So if you have to be like me and relate it to workouts, keep saying that. The workout I did this morning did not give me the body I have today, right? It's not instant gratification. And even though I was in a different company, even though I used to do things in a way that I would never do them again, right? I have literally been consistent on social media for 3 years. I don't just mean kind of, I don't just mean when I felt like it. If I go to my on this day, I don't miss a day. I see my posts I made last year, 2 years, 3 years ago. I have been in the grind for 3 years in this industry. Have the way I've done things? Yes, it's changed. I've changed companies. I have, rebranded myself. I've changed the way that I marketed, but I've been showing up for that long, right? So that is how I am where I am right now. It's not the work I did yesterday or last month. It's the work that I've been doing for years and months in this industry. So if you're like, okay, well, I'm doing my checklist, I'm doing my IPAs, have a real conversation with yourself and say, what am I expecting, right? Am I expecting to just go and say my happy birthdays and add people today and put up, a deeper post and bam, I'm going to all of a sudden be at 12K? No. What did you do 2 months ago? What did you do 6 months ago? Especially if you've just started, that's that expectation that you have to get right in your mind. So understand that what you did just 2 weeks ago or just yesterday, or because you got through, one good week of your IPAs, yes, that's amazing. You have to start somewhere, but stop expecting the instant gratification, right? You have to understand that this takes time. And if me saying I've worked every single day for 3 years to get to where I am discourages you, you need to fix your mindset, because that mindset's not for this industry. That should inspire you that in just 3 years, at the age of 24 right now, I'm sitting where I am. I don't regret the time I put in. I don't regret the work I put in. I don't regret when I used to be taught to message 100 people a day and post 6 times. Would I ever do that now? No. But that was my grind at the time, right? And that was my effort, because even though I wasn't doing it in the way I should have been, I was fighting for my why. Okay, so genuinely ask yourself that and have that self-check. Of that instant gratification and understanding that it takes time. But if you put in massive effort and you do these IPs every single day, the income producing activities. So for people that are asking what that is stuff like what you need to do every single day for your business, right? Growing your network, engaging on your news feed, plugging into your team, doing a team training, doing self-development, staying close to the fire somehow, right? Posting on your feed, going live, being on your stories, whatever your day looks like in your business. How many days have you checked off that checklist every single day? And it may not sound great, but in this industry, if you stop for a week or 2 weeks or a month, that set you back to where you first started, right? You have to have that consistency. And like I just said, if the time that I had to spend to build this discourages you, or you're like, that seems like a really long time. I don't know. I don't know if I could do this for X amount of years and have no results. You have to fix your mindset. You have to think about going to college. Okay. I dropped out of college, but I was in college for 2 years. We pay buku money to go to college or take out absurd student loans, right? To go away for 4 years at a time, to spend every waking hour, right? Maybe you're studying, maybe you're in your dorm room, you're living off pennies. You are working and working and working and studying, right? For 4 years to get a degree that you hope can get you a job that you think is in the field that you want it to be. But you can't commit a year to yourself in this industry when it could pay you unlike any other. Have that thought process in your head and fix your mindset, because that might be exactly what you need to be. I would gladly work 7 years, 10 years in this industry. I don't care how many years I stayed in the job I was in. I would have never made this kind of money, ever. Absolutely ever, right? So have that mindset and understand the consistency, but understand that if you hit the ground running, if you dial in, if you say, hey, for this entire month, I'm going to make this a challenge for myself. I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to carve out those times in my days because I'm going to get to Jamaica. If you can do that every single day for this month, you will start to see those seeds growing in July and August. Okay, you will see them. It just takes massive effort. And it's not effort where you're on your phone all day. Like I said, you can check off a checklist. You have to decide if your dreams are worth it. So bring it back to the basics of this business. So it's all about being honest about your consistency. If you're not honest about it, I can't help you. Your leader can't help you. Your upline can't help you. If you're like, well, I didn't sign anybody up, or, nobody responded to my story, or I didn't get enough likes on my picture. I didn't do this or that. I didn't earn my free product credit this month. You have to be honest about your consistency, and you have to take yourself as your own business owner and stay consistent. So that is number one every single day with that checklist. And if you're doing that checklist, keep doing it. Those checklists are what got me here, right? That's what's going to get us to Jamaica. It's what's going to create you residual income. It's okay if you're not reaping the benefits of the work you're putting in next Tuesday. It's okay if that's in a year. I can promise you, you're not going to regret it, right? You just have to have the right mindset about it. So the other part of this, besides the checklist, besides what you're doing daily and what you're going to commit to for this month, launching this month with your goals, this is going to be a check yourself too. So if you're doing your checklist, right, you're checking everything off every single day and you're staying consistent, you've committed to that. And maybe you've been doing that for 6 months. Okay, if you could sit here and be like, I have been in perfect attendance, I have checked off my checklist, I have done everything I needed to do for 6 to 9 months, right? But something's still missing, okay? Go through these things with me right now. You need to realign your why. And I know this might sound repetitive, you need to get back to why you started this, and it needs to not be surface level, okay? It needs to not be, oh, I wanted to earn a side income from my phone. Oh, I wanted to pay for gas. What is the real reason why you started this? It's deeper than that. It's the feeling you want to achieve by having this side income, right? By having this hustle, by having residual income. You need to dig a little bit deeper. And I'll always say that your why will change over time, but I need you to get back to it. We can get lost in the hustle and bustle of the week and the IPAs and doing all this stuff, but if you don't know every single morning why your feet are hitting that floor 30 minutes earlier than you would have to be up to work your business, you're not going to keep doing it, right? You're not going to do it with passion. You're not going to do it with heart. Your message isn't going to be clear. Realign with your why and what you're doing this for. We all get lost in this, right? We get lost in every area of our life all the time. And that's okay. You have to be able to take a step back and realign yourself, right? Dig a little bit deeper so that you can reach more people, so you can help more people, so your message can be clear. So if you need to take a day and really ask yourself, okay, why am I doing this, right? You're not doing this to go 12K. You're not doing this just to go to Jamaica. Yes, those are great things, but why are you actually doing this? It's more than that. And if you're like, oh, I don't know, that's what your homework is. That's what you have to think about. That's what you have to dive deep into. You have to know why you are here. And if you don't, it doesn't matter how many IPAs you do. It doesn't matter how many days you show up. You have to be seamless with what you're here for, and you have to dig deeper than surface level. You're not here to be a rank. You're not here to earn one bonus. You're not here to earn one paycheck. Why are you here? What kind of life do you want? Okay, so realign with your why. The next thing is, are you enjoying this journey? Are you having fun, right? Are you? Or are you, like I said, lost in the hustle of this and, freaking out about not signing somebody and, oh, I have to add this amount of people today and I have to post this time and, oh, I don't know what to post? Or are you genuinely having fun, right? Are you having fun with it? Can people see that? Who's going to want to be a part of something that you look miserable doing, that has just become a task to you, right? So yes, I have my checklist of things, but I love this business. I've been taking these products for 18 months. I genuinely am excited every single morning to drink my shake. Genuinely. It is why I get out of bed. I love my products, right? I love this team. I love leading. I love connecting with people on social media. Yes, Kelly, we know you drink your shake. Do you have that passion? Are you having fun with this? That's what I want you to ask yourself. Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying the process of all of it? Because if you're not, it's going to be really hard to attract people into this and to bring people in that want to do this with you if you're not having fun while doing it, right? We know it's on an instant gratification industry. You're not going to sign up and make 6 figures. So what are you enjoying during the time that you're working for it, right? That's why I stress so much about our community, about our team. That's why I love the vibe that we have. Some people just want that, right? For some people, the income doesn't even matter in the beginning or in it at all. They're here for a community, to have people to lean on, to have people to support, to have people that empower them. That's why I share our team chats. I put you guys on my stories. I share all these things because I love what I do, right? And it's not to try to show off or do this and that. It's because people need to know that something like this is out there. So are you enjoying this process, and are you taking it seriously? I had a Zoom about this, I think more towards, maybe it was the beginning of the year. No, it was probably like a month or so ago, where I talked about really committing to your products. It was about signing customers and people struggling with signing customers. And I asked the Zoom, I said, are you taking your products seriously? Are you taking your nutrition seriously? Are you taking this journey, that part of it, as serious as you are the business side of stuff, right? And I've shared that with you. I've shared my journey of how I gained so much weight over the past year because I wasn't taking that seriously. The second I recommitted to myself and I took seriously what these products can do for our bodies and became an example of that and took my health seriously just as much as the income I was making on Tuesday, that's when I started mass enrolling customers, right? Because they saw my journey. So everything from why you're showing up, the team aspect, everything about enjoying doing this, be excited that you're building an income for your future, right? If you think this is hard, you need to think again, right? Does it take time? Does it take effort? Yes, but I can bet your bottom dollar there's a million other things that are hard in this life. And showing up on social media every single day isn't. Waking up and taking a nutritional product that rocks your freaking socks off is not hard, right? Sharing your results is not hard. Loving other people on social media is not hard. Think about that. If you have that mindset of you're in the struggle and you're not where you want to be and you're just in that headspace, that is what is going to be attracted to you. You can't bring anybody in, right? Who's going to be brought to you in that if you're not enjoying this process? Hold on a second. I don't know if I'm not missing anything. Okay, I'm going to go into the mindset part of stuff in 1 second to address that. But so the next thing I said, realign with your why. Are you enjoying this journey? And how are you showing up? Are you digging below that surface level? Are you faking it till you make it? We've heard that a million times in this industry, but genuinely ask yourself, are you faking it till you make it? Are you just pulling a quote off Pinterest and posting it just because, right? Because you want to try to inspire somebody, or do you actually feel what you're saying? Do you actually know that somebody on your social media needs to hear that? Do you actually have a message to share with somebody, right? Or are you faking it? People can tell that, right? You have to dive deeper into your story, into your why, into that authenticity of who you are. And that's the presence that you have to show up in every single day, right? So if you're not enjoying this journey, if you're flustered and frustrated and sick and tired of where you are, and that's what you're focusing on, I don't care if you go post a selfie with a Pinterest quote. It doesn't matter, because that's where your headspace is. So that's what you have to check. And going below that surface level, right? I say this with the products, I say this with your why, I say this with your story. There has to be substance behind it. Anybody can go anywhere on social media and sign up for the 3 steps and get shakes and the capsules and the DFT from somebody. Why are they going to message you? Because of your story, because of who you are, because of the space that you show up in on social media every single day. Okay? Okay, I want to address this question. And you guys know that I always just talk really, so I'm going to talk about this. You have to abandon that right now. You have to throw it out the window, right? Because that's where your focus is. And I know that on the last Zoom we were on, the same comment came on, and I was going to say something about it then, and I didn't want to because I never want to call anybody out. But I want you to know that if that's what you're focusing on, that is what I said in the beginning, that's your problem right there. So what are we going to do about it, right? If that's your mindset, yes, that's not a position you want to be in. You want to get out of that position. So instead of sitting there, say, what am I going to do about it, right? I can promise you that with consistency and heart and showing up, it is 100% possible to sign 2 customers in a month to get free product credit. And if you're doing all those things daily and it's not happening, that's when you have to take a step back and check your mindset and say, where is the space that I'm sitting in? And I have to do that with myself too, right? Because I get onto myself if I haven't enrolled somebody in X amount of days, or I feel like I don't have enough traction in my inbox, and I'll sit there and I'll stress over it and I'll go into a lack mindset, and I have to look at myself and say, what am I actually doing about it, right? Talking about it's not doing anything about it. I have to take action. I have to dive into what I feel like the problem is. So when you come in these spaces, right, and you're being poured into, and you have this energy and that's still there, right, that's still the forefront of your thoughts, that's what you have to recognize, right? That's where my focus is. I can't absorb or be a sponge or take up any of this information and grow, because that thought, that lack right there, that one problem that I think is stopping my business is all I'm focusing on, right? So abandon that, right? Stop focusing on that. And that's going to take me right into what I'm going to talk about next. Hold on 1 second. If people are shocked or not interested after hearing the benefits of the products, you're not talking to the right person. And this is, again, your mindset. I don't waste time with people that don't want the products. If somebody messages me and they're like, oh, hey, can you explain what your products are to me? And I send back a voice message explaining it, and they don't ever answer me back, or they say, oh, I'm not interested. I'm like, okay, awesome. Have a nice day. I am never going to spend my energy saying, well, did I say something wrong? Like, why don't they want this product? Like, it customizes to each person. Everybody needs nutrition. No. Next, that you can't sit your mindset in that, right? Because if that's where you sit, that's where you're sitting. Nothing can be brought to you if you're worried about the people that aren't buying, or the people that said no, or the people that think it's too expensive, or the people that don't understand the benefits of it. They're not your people. Do not give them energy, right? I always say, okay, no problem. I hope you have a great day. It's okay that not everything is for everybody, right? If that's where your mind is sitting, that's your problem. You are blocking every blessing that can come to you because you're sitting in that, right? If I sat and thought about every person that said they were going to sign up and didn't, or who told me that the products were too expensive, or who said that their Aunt Sally Joe's sister, almost had a heart attack on them, and all this crazy stuff that goes on social media, where would I be right now? I wouldn't be right here. I am here for the people that need this. I am here for the people who have a space for this in their life, just like I did. I didn't know I needed these products. I had no idea, right? Yeah, I napped a lot. I thought it was like a cute thing that was a part of my brain, that I napped and drank a lot of coffee. I was unhealthy, right? But I didn't know that. I didn't know what these products were going to do for me. And I know that there's so many people that don't know what they can do for them, right? Or that are going to see my posts on social media and be like, oh my God, that's how I used to feel. I need what she has. I'm not here for the people that don't get it or don't need it or don't want it. I'm here for the people that need me. That's why I show up every single day. That was a totally different tangent. Okay, I'm glad you guys are liking that though. Hold on. Jamie just messaged me, and I can give you like a simple explanation of how I explain the DFTs. But that's what you have to see, is that is the basis of what's blocking you. And that's what I said in the beginning, to say out loud what your problem is, what you say is your hard, what's difficult in this business. That's what's sitting in your way. That is literally like a train on the tracks. Things went down, your car is stopped, and the train just keeps going. And it's not coming up, and you can't drive anywhere, and you can't get to where you need to go, and you're going to be late. That's your problem, right? You need to get rid of it. You need to stop focusing on it. That is your mindset, right? If somebody says the product is too expensive, okay. I hear that multiple times a week. I hear no thank you multiple times a week. I don't care. Somebody needs this, and I'm going to keep going every single day. I'm going to keep sharing my story every single day. What are you focusing on? Because that's what's killing your business, right? How do you get cold messaging out of your mind? You decide that that's not how you want to grow a business. You say that there's a better way. And if it's in your heart to do things a different way, then you do them, right? Again, don't focus on that. What you have your hands on is gold. Okay. We have created what we have created in 18 months without a single cold message sent. I promise that it works, right? I promise that there's a better way. You have to choose that better way for yourself. I don't convince anybody, oh, like you shouldn't cold message, or, oh, that's for, no, if you want a cold message, right, then this probably isn't meant for you. But if you understand the value that you can bring people by showing up genuinely on a space online and sharing your why and going out to help people, you will never want to send another cold message. Okay, so think about that. Where was I at? I got way off track. Okay, this is kind of mindset too, and what your focus is on. You need to give yourself grace, and you need to focus on gratitude. And this can be a law of attraction thing. This can be whatever you want to think it is, the universe, God, whoever. What you're focusing on is what is brought to you. Okay, so if you are sitting here and you're frustrated and you are annoyed and your expectations haven't been met and you're not enjoying the journey, and like you're in that space, like I said in the beginning, why would somebody be brought into your business, right? Why would somebody sign up as your customer? People sign up as customers, I honestly, yes, because of my results, but because of how excited I am about the products, because I love them so much, because I can send one voice message and they can know, I don't even know what's in that product, but like you're really excited about it, I feel like I need it. Right? That comes from me. So you need to give yourself grace, with where you are in this business, and you need to give yourself grace with stopping this thing up here. And I've done so many trainings on this, but that voice in your mind is your detriment. It's your downfall. Exactly what I was just saying, right? If you are focusing on one thing, that's exactly what's going to come to you, right? If every single day you wake up and you're like, well, I haven't enrolled anybody, cool, you're not going to enroll anybody. If you wake up every single day and you're like, oh, I really want to sign a customer, but the products are expensive, you're not going to sign a customer. That's a you problem, not a them problem. You have to fix your mindset. You have to quiet that voice and get back to a space of gratitude. I am so obsessively grateful that I have this opportunity in front of me. that my eyes have even been open to this industry where I know that I can put in work over the next months to years, and I can wake up in 5 years and my life can be completely different, right? I am so obsessively grateful to have proper nutrition in my body. I am so obsessively grateful to have a team around me of women that loves the heck out of me, that would drop anything to be there for me, that encourages and supports me every single day, and all they want is to see me grow, right? I am so obsessively grateful for that $10 paycheck I got, because in 3 years, that's going to be 10,000, right? You have to fix where you're at, and you have to stop sitting in that struggle, in that mindset of where you are. You have to abandon it. If you focus on the negative, that's what's going to be brought to you. And yes, I know if you're sitting in the negative, if you're not enrolling anybody, if you're not where you want to be, that is what you focus on. But you have to flip the script. Okay, you have to flip it and say, I'm going to focus on where I'm going, not where I am right now. But I need to know that if I'm focusing on where I am right now, I'm not going to go to where I need to be. You have to change the way that you're talking to yourself, your thoughts, your mindset, everything, and have the proper intentions when you wake up daily and be grateful for where you're at, right? And I will say this on every training until I stop doing trainings, which will be never, but I don't regret a second of my time in this industry. I don't regret a second of the weeks and months where I was making $50 and $100 when this was my full-time income, right? I don't regret the times where I was making nothing, signing nobody, anything, because I see where you can get if you just keep going. And I know that if you're not there yet, it can be difficult, right? Like I always say, you have to believe in it before you see it, but stop blocking yourself. Stop getting in your own way, right? We have a roadmap that can be so simple. Commit to yourself. Call it a 5-year plan, call it a 3-year plan. I don't care what you want to call it. Say, I'm committing myself to this. I'm going to do these small tasks daily on social media, which isn't hard, right? Remind yourself that this is not hard. It's not difficult. I'm going to commit to doing it even when my paycheck isn't where I want it to be yet, even when I haven't retired from my job yet, even when I have a week where I don't sign anybody, because I know what my plan is. I know where I want to be on the other side. So you have to commit yourself to that checklist daily, to checking yourself, asking if you're being consistent. How many weeks, months have you been consistent, right? I have people that message me and sign up that watched me when I was in my old company 2.5 years ago, right? It could have been right when I started then, but they want to sign up now. You don't know who's watching you. Your efforts will compound over time, just like anything in life, right? But you have to keep going and you have to stop blocking yourself. So another big thing, and this is one of the last things I'm going to talk about, but you have to manage your expectations. And I say this all the time, and this is why I am always so very honest with people that sign up, with people that are in my inbox, with anything. If somebody comes in my inbox and they're like, well, how fast do you think that I can make $5,000 a month? That's not my person. That's not somebody with the mindset who's ready for this, right? You can't think like that in this industry. I am always honest. I don't say it's a quick buck. Yes, our VIP bonuses are incredible. They're incredible, right? They can help so much. They got my head above water. They literally saved me when I joined this business. But if somebody's mindset or your expectation is that you deserve to be making $5,000 a month, your second, third, fourth month into network marketing, you have to check yourself and your expectations, right? And that's when you can break it down to the basics and you can have that really hard conversation with yourself and say, why do I expect that? Right? Why do I expect that? If you went and got a job tomorrow, you wouldn't say, hey, I know that I'm only making minimum wage right now, but in 5 months, I really would like to be making 6 figures a month. Would they be like, I'm sorry, what? What do you mean? Right? And that's the magic of this industry, that over time you can go and give yourself a raise every single week, every single month. You can continue to build until you make an income you can never imagine. But what are your expectations, right? And Courtney just talked about this on a live, and I talk about it with my team all the time. When you get those paychecks on Tuesdays, what are you expecting, right? It's basic math when you look at it, right? If you haven't put people in the system, if you're not making a faster off a promoter that you brought in, if there wasn't sales that week, why are you harping on yourself and giving yourself a hard time when your check isn't where you wanted it to be? Say, where does it need to be right now? And I'm okay with where it is right now because I know what it's going to grow to, right? I know what it is going to grow to. It's not the right here and right now. It's the then. So check your expectations. The expectations, it's the root of all evil. And I will say that all the time. It is something I struggle with in my life all the time, especially in my relationship. We put these crazy expectations on other people and expect their brains to work the same way that we do. And then we're disappointed when they didn't do what we thought they were supposed to do, but we never communicated it, right? It's the same thing with this. Stop expecting stuff. Enjoy the ride. Be here for the 3-year plan, the 5-year plan, and be committed to that, to know that it's okay if it takes time, because once you get to the other side, you're never going to regret it. Think about how fast the past 3 years passed. Think about that. It goes by so fast. You might as well be doing something to set yourself up for your future. So in these months coming, right, pushing for Jamaica, pushing for a paycheck, pushing for a rank, whatever you're doing, go through this list. Have consistency, right? Realize what you're saying is hard or what's blocking you, and release that expectation, release that thought. If it's something that can genuinely be worked at, work at it, right? If it's Instagram or your follower number or producing better content or getting over your fear of going live, yes, push yourself. Get outside of your comfort zone. Do something that's going to make you grow, but stay consistent every single day. Take those thoughts out of your head. Stop saying, I can't sign customers. I'm not signing customers. I'm not earning my product credit for free. I can't attract promoters. I can't get people in my inbox. Say, I will. But what am I going to do to make that happen, right? It's fixing your mindset and putting the work behind it, and then knowing that it's okay to check yourself, check your why. Why are you here? What are you doing this for? And how are you showing up? Are you genuinely showing up every single day to help people, to encourage people? I know that it can sound so crazy, but that's literally what this industry is. And I think that that is stunning and beautiful and incredible, right? That I get to build a 6-figure income because every single day I wake up and I think about who the next person I can help is, right? And that doesn't just mean by enrolling as a customer or enrolling as a promoter. Who can I impact? So ask yourself how you're showing up on social media. What does your consistency look like? And what do you need to check yourself with? Realign yourself with your why. Get it together, right? Get it together. That's why I said when those Jamaica trackers came out, I said, if you were already in your head right now and you counted yourself out, I'm going to flick you in the forehead because you have lost your mind, right? That the day something was announced, you counted yourself out. That's a you probably need to fix. We're not going to do that shit anymore, right? We're going to release these thoughts. If you need to do what I did when I was first working on my mindset, when I had a negative thought, I wrote it down. Do you know how god awful that was to go back at the end of the day and look at all the crap I'd said to myself all day long? High wake up call. It's right in your face, right? Do what you need to do to have those up levels. If you're sitting in that stress of what's not working, what's not happening, you're not where you need to be, I give you the permission right now to release it. Let it go. Start tomorrow fresh. Break it down to the basics. Get your checklist, right? Get your IPAs. Know what's going to happen in your future and be okay with putting in the footwork now, but commit to yourself to stay consistent, to stay true, to grow, to show up in an authentic way. And I promise you that with that 3-year plan or that 5-year plan, you're going to get to where you need to be if you can start with basics like this. So I hope that this was helpful. I love you guys so, so much. I know that so many of us are going to be in Jamaica. Do not count yourself out and start this month fresh. I know that it is already my phone is so broken. The 5th, I don't care. Make tomorrow your first, right? Make it your first. Commit to yourself for the month. If you need to take it in small increments, commit from the 6th into the end of this month and say, if I can just stay super consistent, if I can stay on fire, right? If I can do this, just show me for 25 days you can do this for yourself. It's going to be second nature by July, right? Your flowers are going to be blooming by July. Get it going right now. So I love you guys. I hope you have an incredible night. This was recorded, so I will upload it right after and go kick some ass. Good night.